Hey, week one, I know it's for a lot of people, it's their big day. So I like NFL football, but it's not my thing. College football is my jam. But, Joe, how about you? You excited for week one NFL? I know you're an NFL person.
I am such an NFL person. I can't wait for today. Gonna do brunch for the 11 o'clock game. Got a whole bunch of food already in the slow cooker for the afternoon and night game, so it's gonna be a good one.
It's pizza day here. It's my wife's birthday. Happens to be opening day of the NFL season. She's been a good sport for the last 15 years, so I think she'll be a good sport again today. Well, she's been a good sport for actually a lot longer than that. We had the prolonged dating period, so I think 20-something years we've been together.
Happy birthday to her.
Happy birthday, Carrie.
Happy birthday, Carrie. You are definitely what brings it all together. I don't think I would be here without her. But anyways, we've got a good card of NFL games to open, and of course, yesterday just a great college football slate. Hopefully a lot of people ended up on the winning side of a lot of those games. So I know that we gave out a ton of winners both on the free side and the premium side. I think I kind of got a lot of my free picks and premium picks backwards on that, and I second-guessed myself on games like Arkansas as far as giving them out as premium picks. I bet the money in Iowa, which Joe D'Amico gave, to start the show, and I bet it, of course, when Joe was on, and I didn't put it out as a premium myself, even though it was a game I gave out a free pick video that I loved it. So, we hit a lot of them. Had a few that we probably left on the table, and it is betting on sports. It's about living to fight another day, and we definitely have done that. Joe, any big surprises for you yesterday on that college football card? Was it to me?
UAB. I looked at the UAB score. I wasn't watching the game, and I was like, they hadn't even scored a point at that point. There was like 10 minutes left in the game. I was like, okay, that was a terrible bet. It wasn't even a bad beat. It was just a terrible bet. So
yeah, it's I had a few of those. I had a few of those yesterday where I was looking at some of these MAC teams to really step it up. They didn't do it, and it happens, and we're reminded every year why we don't do that, and that we were reminded once again yesterday, that just how big the home crowd in college football can be, with the fans in the stands, and just what a difference maker that makes. We saw it at Arkansas yesterday against Texas, and I'm gonna guess that all of the non-mask, non-separated, non-COVID people, all of those people out there are just having a field day today with all of the fans rushing the stands, packed into college football stadiums. I've heard, and I don't support or not support. We don't talk about politics, but I've heard that there's a national walkout at colleges and universities that's going to take place this week in the United States as they packed college football stadiums with 100,000 plus fans, but they're saying that students can't go on campus unless they're vaccinated. So the students, I think, are just, even the vaccinated ones, I think it's a massive walkout going on at a lot of colleges.
I'm glad to hear it. People have to do what they think is right. Everyone has their own opinion, and you guys do what you guys think is right.
I always say, if you have no enemies, it means you just never stood up for anything at all, right? So
absolutely.
You got to do what you think is right. But, of course, what I know is right is having Joe Madden here with me, and I did a baseball show this morning because I didn't do any baseball videos like I normally do, and I said, I always say that, I've been saying, Joe Madden joining me, but soon it's like I'm going to be joining Joe. It's like I can already see things starting to go in that direction with our audience, and I'm fine with it. I'm okay. I had a good
Did you see what Oregon State did to Hawaii yesterday? That was one I was pleasantly surprised with.
I was sleeping. I just happened. No, I'm just kidding.
I woke up this morning and I checked it because I had to get to bed last night. I was exhausted. I was like, yes, we got the cover and we got the over. That one made me very excited.
I mean, of course, we're going to talk about college football plenty over the course of the week, but I think everyone was a little surprised at just how slow that Ohio State defense looked against Oregon. They had no answers whatsoever, and if the game would have gone on for another hour, Oregon would have scored another 150 points. They just had, I've never seen, we haven't seen under Ryan Day, an Ohio State defense just have absolutely no answers whatsoever. I mean, it was, and Kerry Coombs, the defensive coordinator for Ohio State, he's a guy that I lived in Ohio, and he had, the state championship high school football team. And he's really worked his way up. He was, at Cincinnati, and he's really worked his way up, but no halftime adjustments because he didn't have any personnel that could possibly run with those guys. I mean, they were
absolutely not. And them losing at home in regular season, it's unheard of. So I was blown away. As a Buckeyes fan, I was blown away. Having the Ducks plus 14.5, I was not so sad.
And, we're going to have Ron Romanelli on here in a little bit. And I got to ask Ron about that quarterback play at Florida, which was just absolutely hideous, telegraphing passes and being picked off by, South Florida time and time again. And, of course, the Gators with Alabama on tap this week. Not going to be any better news for them in that situation. But we kind of have a new thing here that we're a new let me see what we're doing. I'm trying to
thanks everyone who's watching while you say that.
Oh, of course. Be sure to smash the like button and smash the like and all that good stuff. But we're gonna bring Joe D'Amico in. It's just this is all still kind of new to me, so I don't want to bring Joe in with Chris Ruffalo's picture. That's what I'm trying not to do.
Oh, don't do that, please. No, I'm kidding, Chris.
Well, anyways, here from Vegas, we have Joe D'Amico. Joe, NFL opening Sunday. I'm not as big an NFL guy as I am college football. And, the sports books aren't nearly as crowded for college football as they are for NFL. They're still crowded, but not quite in NFL Sunday. I know, with the Circa, I haven't been in Vegas since the Circa's opened. And I was always a Westgate guy. I would go in there and people yell, "Who's your dog of the day?" I'd go, "Raiders." And the whole place, "Raider." They go nuts. I really, really enjoy it. And, I always have fun there taking pictures with everybody and, saying hello to everybody and, good times. But I know the Circa is just something spectacular, and I just haven't had a chance to see it. Joe, Westgate, Circa, both, just Vegas in general. What do you think?
Well, like Donnie and Marie, sometimes I'm a little country, sometimes I'm a little rock and roll. I'm old school. I love the Westgate, Mitch, Joe, all my friends out there. I love the Westgate. I love the crew at the Westgate. They've got some great personnel there. They treat you like you're at home in your own living room. And obviously they really do have a wide variety of things you can bet on. I mean, you can bet on more things before breakfast than most casinos and sportsbooks offer all day. It's wonderful. But I'm a little rock and roll, and I really like the Circa. It's a fun, high-energy place. A lot of, big difference, though, guys. You go to the Westgate, and they do have some young folk there, and I consider myself older folk these days. We talked before the show. Mitch mentioned that he was sleeping early last night. I keep hours like Morty Seinfeld. I'm sleeping like at 4 p.m. in the afternoon because I have to be up at 2 in the morning. However, the Circa is a fun place, and I will tell you, I get support from both. I was in both this week. The Circa I'm in both contests. I'm in a William Hill contest as well. I'm in the college football contest, which, by the way, Joe, don't feel bad about UAB. I had 1 or 2 in my contest picks that I misread, and I've been doing this, for about 100 years. But I'm in both the Circa and the Westgate contest.
Joe and I are in the Circa and Westgate together. We have a joint entry in both those contests. We do a show here on Thursday afternoon at 3:30 where we go over our Westgate and Circa picks. We do them.
Well,
we do them live right here on the show.
Those days, that would be fun. I could throw a monkey wrench at everything. But the Circa is really fun. They put up a social media post about getting the last few days to get in their $1 million contest, and I just put up, guys. I'm short, but I wear a 46 jacket. So before you get set up to give me my really big check like Happy Gilmore, make sure my jacket fits. So Derek Stevens, the owner of the Circa, said, "Joe, that only goes to the winner." I said, "So what are you saying, Derek? You might as well give me my big check now because I'm winning the darn contest." And he reposted it, loved it. It's a real fun place. It's a great place to watch a game. They also have the outdoor where you can sit by the pool. And they always have the models and the drinks going around. But so one is a little more old school. One is definitely a current modern place. I love them both for what they have to offer. Very excited about this upcoming season in both contests.
Yeah, Derek's done a tremendous job with downtown Vegas, and I just love going to downtown Vegas. And I know Joe is friends with Zoe Bowie, who always plays on that stage out there. Just good times, It's just kind of like a little less pretentious than some of the stuff that goes on the Strip at certain times. I like the Strip too, and I will usually stay out on the Strip, but if I since I don't have my place there anymore, but yeah, I just like that. And Derek usually is at the D. At least that's where he always was. He kind of has his corner spot there, and he's super accessible guy, and just one of the people that really cares about this industry. So we really like him. But I'm with you. I love the Westgate too, and I'm kind of. They always take care of me there. I always have a stack of drink tickets like this because, if you take care of people, they take care of you. And, I don't drink. So I'm basically like Santa giving out drink tickets to everybody in the book all day. So, enjoy it out there. If I miss being out there. I can't wait to be there to pick up my check with Joe and to wear it to I wonder if they give us 2 jackets or if we just get one. I guess Joe gets the jacket, but I'm fine with it.
I get the jacket. That's fine.
I'm fine with it. But anyways, Joe, what do you got on tap for NFL football today?
Got 2 big winners that I'm going to be giving out free. By the way, I think Mitch and Joe are good luck to me. Gave out 2 big free winners yesterday. I was very happy with both. Today over at Pick Dogs, though, I've got a couple of big winners on the premium side, if I may. I have my blue chip. They went 8-1 last year. My 61-14 Las Vegas Strip move, and my high roller, which over the last few years, 60%. Mitch, I've got a great game going off early. I like to talk about it. And once again, very quickly, I'll make this. I did shorten my analysis from yesterday. When the numbers came out on this game, I personally went with my wife. We went to the Strip. I'm not going to lie, guys. I play what I say. $35,000 I had moved around in 4 different casinos on this game. I might have moved it maybe at the South Point, which is another fun place to watch a game. It was a +1. It went to -1 because I moved a little bit of money around. I want to talk about the Washington football team. This is just a great game for me. Let's talk coaches real quick. One side, Brandon Staley. He's been an assistant for 8 or 9 years now. This is his first ever game as a head coach. The other side, Ron Rivera, his 25th season as a coach in the NFL, one of the best at game prep, one of the sharpest and well-liked player coaches in football. Quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, 1 year as a starter, impressive numbers. I'm not going to take anything away from that, but that inexperience, I believe, will hurt him here. Then there's Ryan Fitzpatrick, and for all you people out there that are dyslexic, that's Patrick Fitzryan. Anyway, sorry, I couldn't help myself. Not flamboyant, you like that? Not flamboyant, but over a decade as a starter under his belt, very reliable. The Chargers have ball carriers. Guys, I do this for a living. I didn't recognize most of their backfield. I didn't know their names. I had to look them up, and I do this for a living. On the other side, the Washington football team has hungry, talented. They've got a bunch of running backs, not one. They got 2 or 3 that can move the chains and will move the chains here. Defense, real quick. Washington football team, one of the most complete and underrated stop units in all the NFL. Just a few names. Defensive end, Chase Young. Quarterback, William Jackson III. Linebacker, Jamin Davis, I love his name. Guys, I feel that this defensive unit will spend more time in the LA backfield than the LA teams themselves. I really do. The Washington football team is the best kept secret in the NFC. For the first few weeks, we can take advantage of them. Follow me here in the Washington football team. Play them today. I do see -1s. There was a 1.5 run. Try to get that 1 because 1 is like a 0 right now. And I'll tell you what, you follow me here and we're going to make it rain money.
I'm seeing 2.5s on this game. This game is on the run. The book's on the run in this game. Joe, what do you think of this one?
I couldn't agree with Joe more. I know I'm a Chargers fan. I'm sitting here. I absolutely know the Washington defense is going to run over my Chargers today. Their defensive line is way too strong, especially rookie quarterback. Yes, second year in with Justin Herbert. He's got an improved offensive line, but Washington's going to be way too much for them, you guys, today. So I agree with Joe. I hate to say it, but that's exactly what's happening. I've already got futures on Washington. They're going to be huge.
Yeah, Ron Rivera, defensive coach, and I love defense. That's why I don't play fantasy football because I can't stand, all these offensive things and all of the rule changes in the NFL that I personally blame Mark for. I don't know if any of you guys know him, but he's the one that basically invented fantasy football. And I believe that the whole NFL rule changes in the way that it's geared is geared towards fantasy football and getting people to play fantasy football and widening their circle by doing that, they changed all the rules that they're all favoring the offense. But Ron Rivera is a straight defensive coach. He won a ring with the Bears in '85 under Buddy Ryan. He has the best defensive player in the league, possibly the overall best player in the league in Chase Young. You got a young quarterback still. I mean, I know Herbert's got a year under his belt here, but that Chase Young he's got to be in your head. He's got to be there. Joe, what else you got for us?
Well, in this next game, it's what I would call my late bailout special for everybody out there who maybe you didn't follow all the champion cappers here on the Pick Dog Show this morning, and maybe you went on your own, you didn't make as much as you should, or maybe you lost. This game will get you to bail out your day. It's the last game on the board tonight. In 12th season with Detroit, Matthew Stafford did put up some very respectable numbers, but the quarterback is now 33 years old, guys. I mean, really. 33, he's taking his first regular season snaps in a new city, new head coach, new personnel, new playbook. Ain't going to be easy, folks. He also doesn't have the luxury of having a big-name ball carrier to ease his burden. He really doesn't. The Chicago offense, we could talk about them. Guys, last year, I mean, hot air balloons move faster than their offense. I don't see them doing really a lot better this year. I know a lot of people in the Midwest, all over the country, are big Bears fans. Sorry, guys, you're not going to light up scoreboards this year. Nor is, and now they got Andy Dalton, 11th campaign, not known as a playmaker. Listen, he's not a big guy, a big game quarterback. Nor is he quick-footed. I mean, come on, he makes Tom Brady and Dan Marino look like, I don't know, like a running quarterback in the SEC. I mean, it's just ridiculous. This team has has no big name running backs. One more thing both teams have in common, guys: very good defenders. Both teams have very good defenders. You can expect a very low scoring contest. The under 6-2 the last 8 meetings in the series, 13-5 in the Bears' last 18 games played as a road dog, 14-3 in the Rams' last 17 at home. I'm taking the under here. Follow me, and we'll take your bookmaker's money.
All right. I like that play as well. I'm with you. I gave out the same in the video, and I believe the same thing, that this one, two really good defenses and two teams that, while McVay is seen as the offensive guru, that team, when your highest paid player is your defensive lineman, you care about your defense. Joe, how about you?
Bears have Andy Dalton. Who's going to score? Like, how many points can Andy Dalton put on the board today? I don't believe in him, and so I'm with you on the under. That's all I have to say about that. Yeah, Andy Dalton. There you go.
Well, Joe, we appreciate you coming by. And what do you got for sale over at Pick Dogs? I know you said you have a couple things. So
I do. I've got 3 big winners on the board today, Mitch. I've got my blue chip. Last year, they went 8-1. I don't have one every single week, as you can see, only through last year, through the regular season, postseason. I only had 9 of them. I have my coveted Las Vegas strip move when all of my sports betting, lines making, and sports book contacts come in on a play with this and agree with me. I put it out 61-14. That's documented. I have my high roller play. Last few years, they went 60%. I've got a 3-game package over at Pick Dogs I'm very excited about. I'm also, if I may, I'm very excited about this morning show, and I would love to come on again, if you will. Even today, guys, my Bash brother, Brian Butler, I love him. He kicked butt and took names last year in college football. I know. I bought his season package this year myself, and I can get his games for free. That's how much I love him. We got Roddy Zawacki, who's perennially on the leaderboard. We got my defenders in the Rico trial, 2 other Italians. You can't go wrong with a Ruffalo, a Romanelli, and a D'Amico. I mean, Ron Roma, what he knows about college football, most people never knew what he forgot about college football. And Chris Ruffalo, one of the sharpest guys in sports betting today. And the lovely and talented Joe Madden. Joe, you're good luck for me. Last week and this week, I'm kicking butt in my free plays, and I can't wait to do more work for you. But, Mitch, always, and you mentioned one thing earlier, that you don't have a place anymore in Vegas. Nonsense. I have extra rooms, and my door is always welcome to you, your family, the dog. Bring them all over, because my door is open to you. And that is a reality show by itself. Mitch and Joey living in the same house. That we could start that show like the Odd Couple with Felix and Oscar and have a lot of laughs. Mitch, you're always welcome here, and I can't wait to contribute more to this show. And it is a hit. I watched it yesterday, and I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe, for joining us. That's Joe D'Amico. And, of course, you can get his picks at Pick Dogs. He's also on the show. We have him. We had him yesterday and last week. We'll probably have him for Saturday, and we'll probably have him much as he wants to be on. Joe.
Thank you, Mitch. Good day, everybody. Good luck. Have a winning day. Thank you for having me.
Good luck, Joe.
I want to quickly remind everyone, you still have time to join our office pool. It's on our Pick Dogs YouTube channel. If you look at the videos, there's one that's called Office Pool. If you go to the Pick Dogs site, or if you go to the Sports Chat Play site, it's the video on the site. You just click on the video. It will take you to YouTube. It's 100% free to enter, and all the rules are there as far as how to enter and how the prizes work. And it looks like we have a real lot of entries, so I'm going to guess that next week we're probably going to have an even higher amount. It looks like, we started this thing, we came up with the idea, and we decided to actually have the contest about 20 minutes before we actually went on the air on Wednesday. And I can't wait till this Wednesday. It's awesome. I really like the new shows that Joe and I are doing in the afternoon. It's hopefully you guys have a chance to tune in.
Absolutely. They're a lot of fun. We're talking about a lot of different games, so definitely information you guys want.
It's just that time of year where there's just a lot of sports going on, and this is just the beginning of what we're doing here. Joe has been with us for about I don't know.
What is it? 8 days? 9 days?
Something like that. She's already shaking it up and basically pushing me out of work here, but that's okay. I'm with it. I go with the flow. But we have a lot of NFL games today. There's 14 NFL games on the card today. I'll be live halftime for the early games. I think Joe's going to join me as well. And then for the late halftime shows, the 4 o'clock games, those will be only available for the premium members and VIP level members. And then on of course, Sunday night will be for everybody. So it's a full day. I'm going to do my halftimes just like we always do. We never really have done those late ones. It's kind of the type of thing that we've done once in a while, but now we're going to do those for I'm going to do those for the premium VIP members. Joe will be with me when she can, and when she can't, it'll just be me. Either way, it's we had Joe on Thursday night, and I got to say I liked it. So
I liked it too. I'm excited to come on. I might be remote for some of them, you guys, but I'm definitely going to jump on as many as I can.
Well, our audience is certainly used to it. We've done pretty much everything. We've gone down the spam aisle at the Hawaii Target. We've done
spam aisle.
Oh, it is something to behold. I think spam's the official food of Hawaii, and they have like it's like a wall of spam. You
actually fry it up with pineapple. Heard that.
Well, I'm not a spam eater, but
I couldn't eat spam.
But I think because the reason why I think it's so popular here is because I think back in the day, it's one of those things that they could ship here. It has like a long shelf life, and all of those different beautiful potted meat products that you're looking for.
Well, I know some people absolutely love it, like spam sandwiches. I heard it's huge.
Could be. And they have these
I've
rolls.
never tried it, so I shouldn't knock it.
They have these like rice rolls with seaweed. It looks almost like a sushi that they sell at like all the, all 2 convenience stores we have on our island. Anyways, let's bring in, speaking of spam rolls, we've got Ron Romanelli with us here for the next segment. Ron, I got to ask you, I know it's NFL Sunday, but so your quarterback, for the Gators, he kind of points to, I'm going to throw the ball right here. And then he throws it, and then it gets intercepted. Am I the only one that sees this, or is this a problem?
No, I think Emory Jones definitely had a strong first half, but for some reason the second half just did not go according to plan. He didn't get out of the pocket enough. Took a lot of sacks, and definitely some bad decision making. I said at the start of the year, this is a guy that has a ton of talent, but definitely needs to work on those decision making skills. And already a few picks to start the season against pretty weak competition. So not what you want to see as a Gator fan, but 2-0, we'll take it. And now we're going to get steamrolled by Alabama.
Yeah, the line not out yet for that Alabama game, but I'm expecting to see in the 16 to 17 range. How about you?
I could see 21, or I could see 3 touchdowns, but we'll have to see.
All right. Well, got NFL going on here. It is NFL Sunday. You like college, or you prefer the NFL game?
I think I usually start the season liking the NFL, Then after a few weeks, I get a bad taste in my mouth and go more towards the college route. But I'm excited for NFL Sunday. Got a lot of things going on, so survivor pools and picks and stuff. So
did you enter our office pool?
I did not.
You still
but
got
my
time.
friends did.
You still got time. Yeah. I guess our money's not good enough for Ron, Joe.
We'll put the link in the comments too. You just have to search it, you guys, on YouTube. People are asking how they enter.
Yeah, we have different. This show I put on all the different channels that we have out there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it only in the Pick Dogs chat for YouTube. So that's how we'll do it. Or you know what? I'm gonna tweet it on my Betting Badass Twitter. Is what I'll do.
Perfect. So I'll retweet it as well.
I think I have one on my Twitter feed, and I don't tweet that much, so I might be able to find it. Let me see. All right. Well, in the meantime, Ron, you want to get us started with the first game?
Sure. The first one I'm looking at here is the total in that Eagles-Falcons game. Both of these teams head into the season with weak defenses and really thin secondary play. The Falcons obviously lost Keanu Neal and Dan Quinn, who was their defensive mind for a few seasons. I did not like the way either team's secondary looked in the preseason, and I think both teams are going to have plenty of offensive firepower in this one, especially in the passing game. When you're taking those overs in the NFL and in any football, you got to take the teams that don't run the ball a ton because you don't want to chew the clock. And I think the Eagles and the Falcons are definitely going to be a pass-first offensive game. I think you're going to see a couple long bomb touchdown, 40, 50-yard touchdown passes. You got Calvin Ridley for the Falcons and Kyle Pitts as well. And I think Jalen Hurts is also going to have a good game for the Eagles on the other side. So this total is one of the steeper totals of the week, but I like the over in the Eagles-Falcons.
Joe, any opinion on this one?
I'm staying off this one. I'm seeing the total going from 47 to 48.5, 49. I don't want to touch this game at all.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like I could see this one going either way. I know that these bird contests over the years have generally been pretty high scoring. This game in general, I think I'm just a fan on this one. It will be on one of the TVs. It's definitely gonna be on the grid. But I'm excited to see Devonta Smith. I just don't know if Jalen Hurts can get the ball down the field to him. So that's where I'm most concerned in that one. So. I don't know. I think it's going to be a pass for me. But, that's why we have multiple cappers here to give out picks in the games that I might not have a side, and Joe doesn't either. So what else you got for us, Ron? Yeah,
I'm looking at this Broncos-Giants game. The Giants, they really have had offensive line issues it looks like the past decade, even with Ben McAdoo, Pat Shurmur, and now Joe Judge, a head coach. Numerous first-round draft picks and trades and free agent signings. The Giants just can't figure out how to fix that offensive line. And heading into this season, I think it's the worst in the NFL. I think you're going to see a Denver Broncos pass rush get to the Giants easily. Saquon Barkley's not 100%. He's going to play in this game, but I don't think he's going to get a full amount of snaps and a good workload. The Giants play on Thursday night as well, so a short week. I think the Broncos secondary is going to force plenty of turnovers on Daniel Jones, a guy who's known for turning the ball over via the interception and fumble. So I'm going to take the Broncos, and I'm going to lean towards the under as well. I think the Broncos defense reigns supreme, but I do think the Giants defense steps up in certain spots to get us under that total. So I'll take Denver in the under.
I'll tell you what, that under on that Giants Thursday night game already open at 43. Giants, Washington. I think I like 3. I like under 3 in that one. I think that one's going to be all about defense. Joe, any thoughts on the Denver Giants game? I know in the office poll and in Circa you had an opinion on this one.
Yeah, so I am liking the Giants in this one. I really do believe in Daniel Jones, and I'm not a Donkeys fan, you guys. So there is a little bit of bias coming into that. I'm also not a Bridgewater fan. So you combine Bridgewater and the Broncos. I should call them the Broncos. I'm sorry for calling them the Donkeys. It's just, for me, it hasn't made my card today. So this would be stay off, or I'm taking the Giants plus the points.
I think for me, I kind of have to disagree with Joe. I think I'm more on Romanelli's side. I just like the skill position players on Denver a little more. The only thing that scares me about this game is, number one, it's a road game for the Broncos. And number two, they play in a lot of super close games, like 2-1, 2-point games. And you have to remember in the NFL, most games decided by 5 or less. I mean, it's not like college where it's 56-0 and 85-0, or South Florida, they just let them score a touchdown at the end of the game or something. It's what it is. It's more, these games are usually super competitive. Everyone on an NFL roster can play. Except for
absolutely. And this line's moved so much. We opened at the Giants as a favorite -1, and there was plus fives for the Giants at one point. Now you can get +3, +3.5. I'm seeing on a couple books. So I don't like all the movement on this. I'm definitely not touching it today.
But the sharps agree with you, Joe. 42% of the bets on the Giants, 56% of the money. And that's with the spread bets. And on the money line, 55% of the money line on the Giants, but 52% of the money. So it seems like the sharps are on the Broncos money line and the Giants with the point. So like I said, that's that middle, that 3-point middle right there, which at a 3-point line, you could probably get a money line that makes that work. So
absolutely.
Maybe I'll take out my calculator later on in the show, and we'll figure out exactly where we're at on this thing. Most people, they see me like start adding, and it's like all of a sudden it's like I start getting into that adding machine mode, and it's like, and then before you know it, it's like I'm like $4,000 into bets, and it's like we haven't even got through the next game. Ron, anything else for us today?
Yeah, I'm looking at one more game. Dolphins, Patriots, AFC East battle, and this is always a great series to watch each season. But the biggest thing for me is that the home team has dominated this series as of late. The home team is 9-3 against the spread in the last 12 meetings between the Dolphins and Patriots. New England, one of the biggest spenders in the offseason via free agency. They have their quarterback of the future, Mac Jones. They have some young, skilled position guys that I like in Jacoby Myers, Damian Harris. I think they revamped their offensive line. Their defense was already playing well from last year. I like the Patriots in Foxborough. I think they take down the Dolphins and cover the spread at home. The line was at about 3. I see it at 3.5, but I think that the Patriots get a touchdown win here at home.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I'm with you, 100% with you. I love it.
Yeah, you talked about the spending of the Patriots, but I thought the bigger thing for the Patriots was they had more players out for that opted out last season for COVID than any other team. And one of those players that opted out for COVID was Devonta Hightower, and he happens to be their best player on defense. I believe he's a difference maker and one of the best linebackers in the entire NFL. And getting him back is bigger than getting a free agent and a first-round pick combined, because he fits, and that he plays well there, and that's gonna it can make things difficult on the opposition. Also, Van Noy back in New England, it just seems that when they have this thing where they go somewhere else to come back, they this Belichick thing. The guys, they always seem to do it. I'm a Dolphin fan. I grew up in the old Orange Bowl season. I'm still a season ticket holder. I'm wearing my Dan Marino jersey, but I gotta agree with you there, Ron.
Yeah, all the way, especially with Mac Jones and no Cam Newton. I'm absolutely loving the Patriots with him.
Ron, you got anything for sale today over at Pick Dogs?
Yes, I do. Have a 3-pack in the NFL. My top 3 plays of the day. Really liking today's card. Going for back-to-back winning days. Had a nice winning day in college football yesterday. So check that out. Pick Dogs Premium, and let's start the NFL season on the right note.
All right. That was Ron Romanelli. Thank you, Ron, for joining us. Of course, you could find him over at Pick Dogs on a regular basis. He's on our show every weekend except for yesterday, because it was his girlfriend's birthday. He was at the Hard Rock, which he felt was more important than being with us. But I don't know. Hard Rock, us.
It probably let him be here today.
Yeah,
he didn't make it yesterday. He might not have survived.
It's Hard Rock, us. I don't know. I think it's a pretty easy choice. But anyways,
playing the long-term game.
Yeah, I love the format of this show. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about it. Of course, be sure to smash that like button, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't done so, enter our office pool. It's not a big cash prize this week. It's up to $300 is the way that's going to go. It's probably looking to me like it's going to be in the 250 range. I don't think we're going to hit that subscriber jump. But what we'll do is next week we'll just modify it and we'll figure it out. And I think that we have some other things that we can add in there that can make it even more, will make it even bigger. And I need to see, we need to give away more money than this. Anyways, speaking about giving away money, got Rod Zawacki joining us. Rod disagreed with Joe and myself. Loved BYU. Joe and I were on Utah. He got the best of us last night. He wrote it down. And those of you that are premium members, be sure to use the don't put words in my mouth emoji that I created for Rod and myself. And I also put a bus in there that you could feel free to throw Rod under. A lot of people didn't pick up on my straight razor sharpening stone, so I put some extra sharp cheddar there. Maybe that'll do it for you guys.
I like it. Yeah, congratulations, Rod, on that win. BYU. Hats off to you.
Hey, 1-1 because we're 1-1 because there was a total there that you were on and I was not. I was on the other side of that one. So 1-1. We're 3-3. See, it's pretty 50-50 between me and you, and we butt heads.
I like it.
Rod, how many picks you got for us this week?
3.
3 picks? Why don't you dive right in?
Dive right in. I'm going to go with the Cardinals and the Titans game. I haven't heard anybody talking about this one yet, so I'm going to go dive into that one. You look, Cardinals adding J.J. Watt on defense there should definitely help with their run defense issues that they had last year. They were awful at stopping the run. So that'll help. And we know the Titans, this Cardinals team is definitely going to be keying up on their run game and making Tannehill have to throw the ball in this first one here. And you look at the Titans, they're 1-4 their last 5 in week 1 ATS. They're also 1-5 ATS their last 6 in September. So listen, the Titans don't get off to the start they like, and you're going to make Tannehill throw the ball. I've seen what Tannehill does throwing the ball. I'm going to take a big upset here. Murray, you got Hopkins. He can throw the ball too. He's got A.J. Green they added. So he's got lots of weapons here that the offense will be rolling for the Cardinals. I'm thinking the Cardinals are going to have a good year. So it started here with a nice upset win. Take the Cardinals over the Titans week 1.
Joe?
I'm happy to say, Rod, I agree with you. 100%. I'm behind the Cardinals all the way. I've been saying it all week. The Cardinals take this one in an upset win.
I'm going to have to disagree with both of you here. I just like teams that really can run the football between the tackles, and we've seen the Titans do that. They're no shrinking violets when it comes to the wide receivers either. They got some guy named Julio Jones that they picked up from the Falcons in the offseason, one of the best hands in the history of the NFL as well. In that same draft class as A.J. Green. Looking back at that, it's like, when do you see A.J. Green and Julio Jones come out at the same time, the same year? And I tell you, Julio seems to always get up for it when he plays against A.J. Green, who was drafted ahead of him in that draft class. The thing is that, like I said, Derrick Henry running between the tackles for the Titans. They play some solid defense too. And it's not just Julio Jones. They've gotten Tannehill a variety of targets, and when teams have to stack that line to stop the run, even Ryan Tannehill can look like a presentable NFL quarterback. Hated him on the Dolphins, hated the draft pick, hated that $100+ million extension they gave him. I'm the guy who picked up the phone and called them when they did that, and I was not happy about it. But at the same time, I think he's found a home here in Tennessee. Once again, the fans in the stands and all that kind of good stuff. It's probably not one of my top plays of the day, but I like the Titans there. So I'm going to disagree with both you guys. Rod, write that down. I'm sure.
Someone had to disagree between the three of us.
Well, it happens. We once in a while, even Rod, Brian, and I will all agree. It's rare, but it happens.
Rare, yeah, it's rare. But we do agree sometimes.
What do you got next for us?
So the next one that I'm going to dive into is that Eagles game here. And you look at it's the bird game, as you said, but I'm liking the Eagles here with the points. They got a chance to beat this Atlanta team. You look, it's an improvement in quarterback with Hurts over Wentz. Hurts, he averaged when he was playing 9.5 yards per attempt, and Wentz only 6.4 yards per attempt. So great improvement there at the QB spot. And I like the Eagles' offensive line. They should be able to protect Hurts well. And also a number that stood out to me was if you want to rush Hurts, go ahead. He was 5th in the NFL last year when you blitz him at yards per attempt at 8.8. So go ahead, rush him. He'll get out of there and get the ball out. So for me, I'm going to take the Eagles as another upset my line winner in this one. You look, I think Hurts and Smith with that target there. I think that's going to be a up and coming big giant duo, Hurts to Smith in the NFL here this season. So give me the Eagles in this one.
Joe, how about you?
Oh, again, this is a game I'm staying off of. Rod, I'll follow you on this one. You convinced me. I wish I could say, no, take the Falcons, but there's nothing behind it for me to say that. So best of luck with that one, Rod.
I just haven't seen anything consistent from either of these teams except a lot of inconsistency. So that makes it a spot that I don't really want to be in. I thought that the play on the under earlier was maybe a little bit more my speed if I'm gonna go near this game. I think this is one of these games that we come on at halftime, Joe and I, and I think we bet it then. And it's like
absolutely
there's no reason. It's like I'm never one to like sit here and sugarcoat it or whatever, but it's like I got a bankroll loaded with cash that I'm going to dump on games today. But it's like I need at the same time. Well, it is my year of the degenerate bet. It is also the year of there are better spots. I don't have to bet every single game, and there's actually some baseball games I like. That I like today too, and I think I'm going to. I'm going to avoid this thing, take a look at it at halftime. I don't know if Jalen Hurts can throw the ball down the field. I still haven't seen it at any level from him. So I was leaning Atlanta. Go ahead, Rod. But I think in the video I took the Eagles with the point, so that's how back and forth I am on it. Who did I take in the office pool? I took
Falcons in the office
I did too, to win, but that not covering. That doesn't cover the spread there.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be such a tight game.
We don't have Circa or Westgate picks on this one, that's for sure. Rod?
No, it's totally missed our card.
Rod, what do you like? What's your last game here?
And the last game for me here, I like the Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs. I've been riding this bandwagon. Give me on the bus when I'm not getting off the Chiefs bus. As Butler shakes his head in the background, I can see him thumbs down. It's like, oh no! You can't sell me on the Browns. I'm sorry. They show they can actually win the game. You look at last year in the playoffs, the Chiefs built a nice 19-3 halftime lead. And if Mahomes stays in that game, what's the score really going to be? The Chiefs hung on.
I can't give you that. I can't give you the woulda, coulda, shoulda, because that injuries are part of NFL football, and there's no saying the same thing doesn't happen today. There's no saying. No saying that. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry. Cut you off. I'll put some words in your mouth.
Chiefs still hung on even without Mahomes and got themselves a nice victory there. And we know what happened the rest of the way after that. So for me, you look at the Chiefs last 4 seasons in week 1. They're 4-0 ATS. They're also 12-2 ATS in September games. The Chiefs are ready. I know the Browns, they think they've got the tight end issue covered. I don't think so. You can't cover Kelsey. Kelsey will jump out there and he'll get the ball and get his touches. I guess he gets over 100 yards rushing or receiving in this one. Big part of the Kansas City, what they do. You're not stopping this Chiefs team. Take the Chiefs, lay the points. They win it by a touchdown plus. Poke a little bubble in the Browns. That people think everybody, even last season, everybody's talking about the Browns. Oh, the Browns! Yes, I know the Browns have a nice defensive line, and they're gonna come after Mahomes. He'll get it out. They're playing for this. And Andy Reid, coach. They know what's coming. You can't surprise them. It's not gonna be no hidden special hidden here. Give me the Chiefs.
a lot before Joe even has a chance to say anything. Cue the bus emoji. Joe, go ahead.
There is no way. There is no way the Chiefs are blowing out the Browns by a touchdown. I'm taking the Browns +6. They've covered the spread in the last 4 out of 5 games against Kansas City. I believe in this offense. They are way too strong for the Chiefs to blow them out. We're also seeing a Chiefs team that's coming off a loss in the Super Bowl. I think they play a close, tighter game than we're normally seeing out of them, take less chances to get this win today. I could see the Browns beating them outright. Sorry, Rod. 100% against you in this situation.
Well, you guys are going to have to hear the Mitch NFL mantra that I say every single season, and kind of like my baseball, even the best teams lose 60 times a year. My NFL, half the teams that made the playoffs last year will not make the playoffs this year, and half the teams, and then there'll be a team that comes out of nowhere. I think the Chiefs might be in a little bit of trouble there. You mentioned that lack of depth at the quarterback spot, staying healthy year after year in the NFL. Now we're starting to see the dings, happening on Mahomes, and the more Campbell Soup commercials you do, the more they bring the heat on you. We've seen it many, many times over the years. We saw those tackle problems for the Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl. Well, they're facing 2 defensive ends here that are first ballot Hall of Famers today. Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney. Then you also have a Browns team that, Baker Mayfield, as bad as he was in the first few years of his career, and I've talked about this before, is that back in the day, the quarterbacks wouldn't even been on the field when he was getting that in-game experience. He's getting rid of the ball a lot faster. He's making a lot better decisions. And why is he doing that? Well, he's got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb in the backfield, and it's like, so they have to respect the run. He also has a great offensive line to work with as well. I think the Browns control the ball in this game, and I think defensively, I think they bring the heat on and they frustrate Mahomes. I think if the Chiefs are lucky with that Arrowhead crowd, maybe they squeak it out on a late field goal, but this one is going to be very
questionable for this game. Clowney's questionable for this game. He might not even play.
Well, even without him, they still have the second best defensive end in the NFL. Myles Garrett, he was a number 1 overall draft choice, and I'll tell you what, when you see him live, he looks like a number 1 overall draft choice. He's about 6'11". He's gigantic. And I gotta say, I think this one is going to be a very, very close game. I think the Browns felt that they maybe let that one get away early last year in Kansas City, and that maybe they let the fish off the hook. I don't know if they would have beaten Buffalo to get to the Super Bowl or not. That's a whole nother story for a different capper, I guess. But
absolutely, they just play tight games, you guys, and that's why Browns plus the points is, in my opinion, the strongest play. Sorry, Rob.
Watch us be down by 8, and Nick Chubb runs out of bounds with right? It's like I could see that happening.
Yeah.
Rod, is that all your picks here that you have? I'm lost count.
Yep, those are the 3 I got.
What are you selling today over at Pick Dogs? I mean, I know you're on the premium show and the VIP show immediately following this show, but what have you got for at Pick Dogs?
And for me, over at Pink Dogs, I've got 5 NFL, 5 best bets I absolutely love. Jump aboard my big Sunday ticket. Love these 5 bets today. Jumping over, Pink Dogs Premium. All
right. That was Rod Zawacki, of course, with me every day here at Pick Dogs. And, he's been with me for a while. Rod and I called simulated games here. You don't have people with you that do. We were live. I don't know if you know this, Joe, but we were live every morning during the COVID stoppage. So you want to talk about tough shows. Wow. Rod and Rufo.
What were you guys talking about?
I'm not really sure what we talked about. We'll have to go back and look at some of those shows. But what we covered Madden simulated games that they were taking bets on.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We did. There was German soccer.
Simulated hockey.
Yeah, there was
hockey, and then Bundesliga soccer. Oh man.
It was rough.
I love it.
But anyway, speaking
of... And then there was me. I was sprinkling fish food on top of the fish's tank, seeing how long it would take him. It's like over, under, a minute. Like, let's see how long it takes him to eat these couple pellets.
But anyways, speaking of covering simulated games with us, we had at the same time on the morning show, and now found on our drive-through show, we have. This is the problem with being the director and the co-host. Well, anyways, I'll figure that out. Rather bring Ruffalo in.
Yeah, Isaiah's saying he'd rather live bet that Chiefs and Browns game. It probably isn't a bad way to go if you're questioning that one.
Well, not me. I'm not questioning it.
Either am I.
I'm not questioning it for half a second. We got Chris Ruffalo with us. Chris on the road, Hollywood Chris Ruffalo, bringing the eye candy back from back to the show. Chris, NFL Sunday. You don't have the. How are you going to do this? I mean, normally you have like a whole lineup of you got your 12-foot hoagie, you got all your stuff, and how are you going to handle this? Oh, he's muted. Chris is.
I guess that's how he's handling it.
I guess so.
See, the question just took words out of my mouth. I couldn't even voice an opinion. Now, I don't have a choice today. I don't know who schedules a wedding on week 1 NFL Sunday, but apparently that's what I have on the docket today.
You have to go to a wedding?
Don't ask. It's okay. I'll have my jersey on underneath. It'll fit underneath a dress shirt, I think.
Maybe we'll bring Ruffalo in at halftime. that will be interesting.
So are you going to have the games on your phone? Or are you going to be able to look at the scores? Like, do you have an app where you can watch them? Like, what is your game plan here?
Mitch knows my fiance has a history of making her appearances in the background on the morning show from like the little Washington State, Oregon State thing that got me in trouble last year. But she just said, "Oh, not a chance that you're going to have the games on." I'm not going to have my games on the phone.
Yeah.
No,
little earpiece in your ear. All good.
Don't try to get me in trouble.
Can't hear us. It's okay.
So, Chris,
I'm gonna get something thrown at me.
How many games you got today for us for the free picks?
Today I have a bunch of 3 games that I have for you guys today.
Well, let's get one out of the gate. What do you got for us?
All right. Well, this first one I'm going to look at this Jets and Panthers matchup, and what's that old saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results? Well, this year I think I am going to expect different results from Sam Darnold. He struggled 3 years with the Jets, but I think the Carolina Panthers have put Darnold in the best position to succeed in any position that he's had as a pro. He's got Christian McCaffrey alongside him. He's got some great receivers in DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson, and the Panthers drafting Terrace Marshall. I think this is just a good position for Darnold to be in, and I think this could be the spot where he actually does well. And for Matt Rule, well, we've got a defensive coach coming from Baylor, but the knock has been, well, can the defense stop anybody? But this is still a Panthers defense that's loaded with former first-round picks like Derek Brown, Brian Burns, and I think the Panthers have the potential to make life difficult for Zach Wilson in his debut. Wilson not necessarily given the best options to work with. It's almost like he's Sam Darnold 2.0 coming into the league right now, and there is a lot to like about Wilson in the future, but I just think for game 1 of his career, I think it's going to be tough. I don't like the direction that the Jets are headed right now. I think they're going to be doing another top 5 selection in the draft next year, so I'm laying the points with the Panthers in week 1.
Joe, what do you think?
I'm so happy you said that, Chris. Everything you said is exactly what I've been thinking. I love Sam Darnold with the Panthers. I think he's going to be lights out here. I think the Jets really did him wrong. And same with the media. That whole ghost thing, they never would have done it to anyone else. I think we're going to see a different quarterback, and a lot of people are going to finally realize how good he is and how bad of a situation the Jets put him in. Zach Wilson, well, you're right. He's going to be the next Sam Darnold for the Jets until he goes somewhere else, unless the Jets make major improvements. I'm looking for this kid to get so many interceptions. I took the over on the interceptions for him. I think we see a lot of them today. So I'm Panthers all the way.
Other than that, though, you think the Jets might have a little bit of a chance here, Joe? Like,
okay. There's any given Sunday,
that was some major hammer there. That was really.
So if the Jets come out and win, everyone should be like, "So Joe, let's replay what you said," but it's not happening.
And people in the audience are watching, like, isn't the woman supposed to just kind of introduce everybody else? It's like, wrong show, wrong person. It's like
wrong person. You should hear me at the pub when some guy tries to tell me the wrong thing. So
meanwhile,
it's another story.
Meanwhile, you could tell him. You could tell him we had 800 live viewers and 6,000 people hearing what you have to say about the game today, Joe. And I'm one of them, I'm one of them. She's been amazing here picking games. But in this one, I think this one is one of those games that I like the points here. I think this is going to be a very close game. Coach Rule, known for the close games. At Baylor, known for the close games. Keeping it close, giving yourself a chance to win. Of course, the Panthers have not been healthy in recent years either. McCaffrey, can't remember the last time I saw him play on a field, right? He is their best player, right? And we have not seen him in a while. At the same time, those Panthers corners were dreadful. I mean, just absolutely dreadful. Corey Davis, Michael Carter, I think these are some key additions to the Jets. Those of you that play fantasy football. Michael Carter is your guy. I'm telling you, he was amazing at North Carolina. And for me, it's like, as far as those under-the-radar NFL draft picks, Michael Carter is the guy I've been talking about all offseason since the draft. And we saw him in the preseason, and he did not disappoint. Corey Davis, leaving Tennessee, I believe he was the 5th player taken overall in his draft class out of Western Michigan, with a school that traditionally puts out pretty good wide receivers, Antonio Brown, right? So, I think this one's going to be a little bit close. I might have to. I know you guys don't like the. I might like the Panthers for the office pool, but I think for the points, I like the JTS Jets here. Chris, next one.
For me, the next one, I'm going to look at this San Francisco and Detroit matchup, and I've got to lay the points with San Francisco here. I know Dan Campbell's going to have the Lions fired up, and he's going to work on tightening up this Lions defensive unit, and Jared Goff hoping to, at least, make chicken salad out of chicken you-know-what in Detroit with that offense. But I just think that this is just a bad spot for the Lions to open up. I've heard a lot of criticism about Jimmy Garoppolo saying, well, you know what, he's looking over his shoulder with Trey Lance waiting in the wings. I'm of the belief that if you've got a quality option waiting for you, it's going to try to force you to play better, and he's going to force you to try to retain your spot and keep your position. And he's got a healthy George Kittle coming back. I'm still a Deebo Samuel fan, and Brandon Ayuk. There's some really good options, and I think that the 49ers have one of the most underrated complete units in terms of the running backs in the NFL. You look at this team, they've got Raheem Mostert, they've got Jermichael Hasty, they've got Trey Sermon out of Oklahoma, and Elijah Mitchell, who I loved at Louisiana. So they're set there, and we're getting a defense with Nick Bosa coming back after missing 14 games last year. I think there's going to be pressure on Goff early, and we saw how well Goff handled pressure in LA. I just don't think that the Lions keep this one close. I see the Niners winning this one by at least 10, so I'm going to take the Niners in this one.
I know Joe has an opinion on this one as well.
Do I? If I could say mic drop, Chris, it would be mic drop right here. Everything you said, completely agree with you. I never really completely agree with people 2 times in a row, but 100% behind you on this. Nick Bosa back. This is lights out for them on their defensive side. And I believe in Jimmy G. I do believe he is like an Aaron Rodgers, where that guy looking over his shoulder gives him so much drive. This is a quarterback that did get the Patriots all the way to the playoffs, and then Brady came back, right? Like, people underestimate Jimmy G. He's fantastic, and they're going to cover this. The line has moved. I know it opened around 7.5. I just saw 9, so I have faith. 10 points, 11 points. They've got this one over a Lions team, which Jared Goff, again, him and Andy Dalton should go out for lunch sometime and stay there. My opinion.
I gotta say, I totally disagree with both you guys. You have the Canadian mojo going, I think, over there or something. Either you guys compared notes before the show, Ruffalo sucking up, which is well within his what we've seen from him in his past. He has it like on his resume. Other qualities, major suck up. And I think that in this one, though, I got to go with the Lions, the world on the Niners here. And, the Niners, you have to also remember that they had a ton of injuries last year right out of the gate. Remember that game against the Jets? Like, Boza went out that first game of the season. So they're going to have a whole different team. This team went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago. And they have so much confidence in that team that went to the Super Bowl 2 years ago that they drafted a quarterback in the top 5 of the NFL draft, which is not a good sign. When you have a quarterback controversy and a quarterback not announcing the starter until the Wednesday before the opening game is not a good thing. It is a bad thing. It means that there's not a clear-cut starter. It means that the starter is now looking over his shoulder. The fans are just on the edge of their seat waiting to scream Lance. If it was the other way around and it was Lance starting, it would be the fans on the edge of their seat just waiting to say Garoppolo. And I told you so. I told you so. I told you. Just like you guys, right? Just like all of our audience. I told you.
But who was Jimmy G's backup before? I'm drawing a blank.
It was C.J. Beathard.
Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins and C.J. Beathard.
Yeah, so they needed to find a better backup.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely, but you don't spend the 4th overall pick in the NFL draft on a backup, It's like that's an impact pick, and the Niners coming off of a Super Bowl appearance the year before, not a spot that they plan on being in, very much in the future. I think when they got rid of DeForest Buckner and Solomon Thomas, that those were key pieces of the interior defensive line. I think with the world just looking past the Lions here at home, Dan Campbell's a horrid coach. I mean, he stinks. This was probably the second worst head coaching hire in the last 5 years in all of the NFL. Andrew Gase, I think it's the third worst hiring. Andrew Gase twice, once with the Dolphins, once with the Jets, are the 2 worst hirings. And then this one, Dan Campbell, who couldn't even get the Dolphins job over Gase, even though he had a shot as the interim head coach. And now the Lions give him the head coaching job. I mean, do you guys just want to lose? I don't even understand it, but I'll tell you, it's opening day in Detroit, and the world saying Niners, blowout, even in the comments, lock, blowout, I'm with Brian Butler here. I'm going to just put words right in his mouth. I'm on the Lions here with the points. Ruffalo, what do you like? The next one.
Well, my last one, while you were talking about that, I was actually looking for my sunscreen and sunglasses because I'm going to be on my own on the island with the Miami Dolphins. I just think that this is a spot where, and you know me, I'm a Patriots fan, so this is kind of hard for me to say, but I think this is a spot where Mac Jones is going to, have to take
cue the fillet of fish emoji.
Look, this is what I'm saying, is that you look at Mac Jones, right? The Patriots offense is set up for a lot of quick passes and short, quick passes. And, with Tom Brady, that's what this offense had to do. But Mac Jones last year, when he was with Alabama, had a line that had 3 players drafted to the NFL, had guys like Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, super athletic receivers, and he doesn't have that with New England, at least early on. I like Kendrick Bourne and Nelson Aguilar, but they're not the kind of receivers that you get coming out of Alabama. You look at this Dolphins defense, they allowed their top 5 in points allowed per drive last season, first in turnovers forced, and I just think that the Dolphins are going to keep this one close. Every time I see a Dolphins-Patriots game, I kind of get, a bit of a pit in my stomach because I have a feeling that it's either going to be a close game, maybe 1 or 2 points, or the Dolphins win this one outright. That's how I always feel when I see the Dolphins on the schedule. Tua also had the full season to really get accustomed to the NFL speed. And, I have high hopes for Mac Jones going in the future, but I just think week 1 this season, I think it's just going to be tough. I like Miami with the points and put a little bit on the money line as well.
Yeah. And Antonio Brown went to Central Michigan. I said he went to Western Michigan. But anyways, Joe, what do you think here?
Yeah, my thoughts on this. I can't get behind Miami because they're not in Miami. If they were in Miami, I'd be 100% on Miami. I think home field advantage is huge for these two teams when they play each other.
I thought Miami had a bigger edge last year in New England to open the season. I really do. I thought, New England had all those guys sitting out, and, it was the post-Tom Brady era. Cam Newton, they were talking about starting Stidham. It was that bad, right? I mean, you're talking about starting Stidham. That's like when people thought Brock Osweiler was a viable quarterback, NFL quarterback. It was like, what are you talking about? You know, it's like Stidham. Stidham's going to be awesome. No, he's not. Stidham's not awesome. How about Penn State Auburn this Saturday, man? Who's ready for that one? But anyways, I don't share your vision, Chris. I'm wearing my Dan Marino game worn jersey that you're never supposed to wear, right? It's supposed to be under glass. It's like I'm the one guy that wears. It's like, you might as well enjoy it.
It's a beautiful jersey. I'd wear it too.
It is. It's like, I mean, people are like, oh, you should never. It's like it's supposed to be under glass and everything. It's
just
like,
don't spill the ketchup on it, okay?
Yeah, I believe me, I've worn this thing to bars and had chicken wings on it. I've had everything on this thing. I don't care. It's been washed. It's been game worn, and I'll tell you what, I've washed it. It's the way that it is. Anyways, Chris, you got any more picks for us, or are you good to go?
No, those are the three I like the most today.
Okay, what do you got for sale today over at Pick Dogs?
Well, Restraint paid its dues yesterday. 4-1 in college football. I'm going to try to carry that over today. I got my top 3 NFL best bets on the board. My Shotgun Sunday 3-pack. 3 plays you're not going to want to miss out on. $29.95 over at the website. Or, I couldn't do any better than Joe D'Amico did in the opening segment. But, we've got some fantastic handicappers, whether it's on this show or on the website for that matter. Pair any of us up for 2-for-1 capper deals. NFL is what a ton of us wait for, and this is the perfect time to get on board. Definitely check it out. I think this is where some of the best value is in sports handicapping. So there's tons of options at Pick Dogs. Go over and check them out.
What's going on over on the drive-through?
Oh man, it's getting bigger and better. As we're bringing in new fresh faces, it's just getting bigger and better. It's fun to do the shows with Tony T. Hopefully we're gonna have Joe on the show at some point soon, and we're having a lot of new people coming on. I know Joe's bringing Dion onto the show as well, the First Lady of Las Vegas. We're gonna have a bunch of the new cappers that we just brought on to Pick Dogs on there as well. So guys, check it out because we're always doing bigger and better things, and we're doing it better than anyone else, and we have lots of fresh stuff coming up. So definitely check it out. Come in, stay tuned.
Well, you keep sucking up to Joe Madden, maybe she will show up for you over there. Anyways, Chris,
it's fine. It's better than doing Madden simulated football and talking about cereal and Cocoa Puffs. That might have been one of my favorite shows. That and the Madden Sim football betting strategy show that probably had 6 viewers.
Well, enjoy yourself.
I'm gonna have to go watch it. Get you up to 7 there.
Oh no.
Enjoy yourself at the wedding, and I see one of those sweet tables with some damage ready to be inflicted on it in the very near future. Have a great day, Chris. Thanks for joining us, and we'll probably see you next week right here. And of course, you can see Chris Ruffalo Monday through Friday on the drive-thru at Tony T at 6 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Pick Dogs channel. Well, that was Chris Ruffalo. Joe, you and the Puck Dog seem to really hit it off there, be exactly in line on the games. We just have a few games that we haven't gone over, and of course we got Brian coming with us. But those of you that haven't done so already, we have our premium Pick Dogs, and in that is you get a pick from Brian, myself, Joe, and Rod every day, and then the VIP. You get 2 picks from each of us, one of those picks being one of our premium picks that we have on the site every single day. And then we have, you get the consensus report as well. So basically you get way too much for the amount that you're paying. But I don't know, it's Butler's idea. He likes things that
have fun.
Excuse me? You kind of faded out.
I said we have fun and we enjoy doing it for you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Just like the live shows and just like the halftimes and just like everything else. So, anyways, be sure to smash that like button. Anyway, speaking of like button, we got Brian Butler joining us now. Brian, of course, with me every morning on the live show. We got our names here are all out of sync, but that's okay. Brian, I know you get to go last here of all the handicappers that are joining us, and we know you like to throw people under the bus, put words in their mouth, and all those other kind of good things. And I know that how many games do you have for us today?
Yeah, I have prepared for some of the same games we've already gone over, and I'm going to be Mr. Curmudgeon today and disagree with the last guy that was just on here, Mr. Ruffalo. So can I start out? Are we ready
Absolutely.
to go?
I'm ready to hear
All
it.
right. The first game I'm going to take is the Patriots minus the points here. As much as I love to fade the New England Patriots in years past, the data really shows that the Patriots are the strong play on Sunday. The home team here is 16-5 against the spread the last 21. Dolphins 1-8 the last 9 in New England. I think the Dolphins are definitely going to be a contender this year in the AFC East. But as far as today goes, I'm taking the Patriots laying the points. I think it's a solid play.
Well, we've talked about this one extensively, already.
Yeah, I don't want to
few cappers, and it's fine. I think I like this format. I know we could have gone, to everyone going different games, but I'd rather have cappers give out the picks that they think are outside of their premium, the ones that they are really convinced about, as opposed to just, we already do that. We do that all week. We do it every day, and we go over and over and over these games, and I'd rather see it. We have a consensus here with us three on that game.
Absolutely, I think it's a great play, you guys.
And how about your next game?
All right, in my next game, another disagreement here. I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons minus the 3.5 points here. We've got both teams here that are not good, but I think the Eagles are going to struggle here mightily on the road this season. They weren't good on the road last season, as shown by the numbers below. Atlanta, never an easy place to play for any team coming into play. Matt Ryan, a veteran quarterback, should be able to pick that Eagles secondary apart. Look for Calvin Ridley to have an absolutely monster game. Eagles 1-9 against the spread in games in September and 0-6 last 6 on the road. Lay the Falcons in the points. I see it at least a 7-point win for Atlanta.
Well, we went over this one as well. We all kind of, I think we're kind of back and forth. I like the points. I think I said in this one, right? Or this is one that I said I'm betting at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took this one in the office pool for the Falcons, but I'm staying off it. I don't know. Between these two teams, I'm torn. But Falcons at home is why I took them in the office pool straight out.
Okay, Brian, what else you got for us?
And then in my last game, and it's my free pick of the day as far as the live show goes here, I'm going to take the Detroit Lions plus the 8.5 points, 9, whatever it's at right now. I just think it's too much confidence here with the San Francisco 49ers on the road laying this kind of number. Lots of pressure on Jimmy G to perform after a lackluster year last year and an injury-filled year last year. Lions are bad, but that crowd should be really swarming there in Detroit and rocking out. I believe the public is in way too deep with the 49ers here. I see this as a touchdown win at most for the San Francisco 49ers. Niners 9-24-1 last 34 games as a favorite. I'm going to take the Lions with the 8.5, 9 points. I think it's an easy win.
Yeah, I'm with you, Brian, on that one. I just think, the more I think about it, and the more, you just said, bad quarterback play on the road on opening day in front of it's just a bad thing. I think the 49ers defense is really good and the running game is good, but it's going to take a strong quarterback to cover by more than a touchdown on the road.
And Jimmy G's your man for that.
That's why you draft a quarterback 4th overall, because you have so much faith in this guy. Anyway, something that I didn't plan to do, but something that I'm going. Brian, what do you have for sale today?
I had a question real quick. Who's grading this contest for the that you guys are running? I actually entered it yesterday.
Each contestant is responsible for grading their own picks and for putting their score.
I was hoping you put Rod in charge of that.
We could have Rod and Ruffalo kind of combo team, tag team that thing.
You could video it too.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be that, what I said is that everyone grades their own picks and puts them in the comments. Hopefully they do that.
All right.
If not, we'll figure it out,
All right, for me today, I got my Sunday no limit 5-pack.
No limit.
I'm on a 7-2 run in the NFL, 78%. That includes the end of preseason into the regular season game on Thursday. So heating up at the right time. Get all 5 picks for $50 at pickdogs.com premium picks.
So if I if I wanted to bet half my bankroll, would that?
I'll tell you what, this no limit play is going to be on the VIP show. I'm giving it out to those guys, so make sure you tune in.
Sounds like
that's my
favorite submission. Yeah, because there's absolutely no limit on it. Anyway, something I didn't plan on doing, but something I'm going to do anyways. I'm going to bring Rod in, and we're going to have just the 4 of us like we kind of are these days. And there's a few games on the board that nobody covered. So I just want to just briefly touch and go there. We've got the Bills and the Steelers. This is one of the big games. 2 teams, playoff teams from a year ago. And two teams that traditionally, when they play each other, usually in this kind of spot. I see a 7 on the board at plus 110, a lot of 6.5s with light juice, which means that the late money coming in on the Steelers. Steelers, super public team, so not surprising. Rod, any thoughts on that one?
Well, for me on that one, we know where I am. Being Canadian, you must cheer for the Bills, especially down east. They really cheer for the Bills. Woo! But being Canadian, I'd rather cheer for the Bills than the Seahawks. So go Bills. Bills Mafia.
Brian?
If I can read.
Yeah, for me, it's the lightest of leans here to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Bills are the best team in the AFC, but the Steelers are one of the best coach teams in the NFL. I just think this is going to be a real war out there, and it wouldn't shock me to see last touchdown wins here. So I'm going to take the points in the Steelers. It's just a lean, though.
Pressure on the line here, though, but the line did open at 6, so it went 6, 6.5, and now it looks like it's going to be in that 6.5, 6 range over the next hour or so. Joe, anything on this one?
I'm going with the Bills to take this one. I think the Steelers are a great team, but there's too much young talent this year to come out in this first game and take it.
Okay, and another game that we didn't go over was Houston-Jacksonville. Rod?
I think if you can still get the 3.5 on the board, I think this is a 3-point game all day. So I think a field goal is going to win this game. If you can still find the 3.5 there, I see it's still around in some spots. I think this is going to be a tighter game than people think. I think Jacksonville is going to be a very publicly bet this season. So for me, I'm going to take Houston plus the 3.5. I think it's a 3-point game all day. Field goal at the end of this game wins it.
Ryan?
That's my YouTube premium pick, so guys, tune in and check that one out.
Joe?
I can't touch this game. Not with the Texans, with all the uncertainty behind them. I think they're going to be the worst team in the league this season, so I'm not touching it. Not with a 10-foot pole.
If they're the worst team in the league, then it's probably a team that will be on my radar for sure.
What about the Lions, though? Don't jip on the Lions. Might
Lions
be
second worst.
Yeah,
I'll fight with you on who's going to be the worst.
Yeah.
Ooh, I already put Texans, my future plus 2,800 to be the worst team in the league.
So how
the Lions?
So we should take bets on how long the awkward pauses are going to be for the early Thanksgiving day on our halftime show on the Lions game, because it's always the Lions. It's always like long awkward pauses. It's like
I take the Lions every year.
Great show. The show's like 3 minutes. Like it was really awesome, fun to see everybody. I'll see you guys for the next game.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I celebrated it up here in Canada.
Are you kidding? I can't wait till halftime today. We've got the Seahawks and the Colts, the Carson Wentz show in town in Indy. Rod?
There's no way I'm taking Carson Wentz. He's awful. Awful. Even the numbers I talked about Wentz already, he was awful. Hurts is better than Wentz. So give me Clappy in Seattle. There's no time. They don't have to worry about traveling no time zone in week 1. So give me Clappy. I think they win this by a touchdown. Wilson, I trust Wilson at quarterback more than anybody on Indy. So give me Seattle in this one.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm not in love with the game, but I think people are too much in love with the Seattle Seahawks here. I think they're going to be in for a down season. The Colts aren't superstars, but +3 at home. I'm going to take Indianapolis all day. Too many people hopping up on the Seattle Seahawks here.
But you're a Wentz guy, so
I'm a Wentz. Yeah, okay, that's true.
You're secretly a Wentz guy.
That's true. I just think there's way too many people betting the Seahawks here, and it's moved through a number. I think with 3 points, you're safe with the Colts.
Joe.
Yeah, I can't get behind the Seahawks, but I can't get behind the Colts. Bring back Phillip Rivers. I wish he would have come back. I was really hoping Wentz would have gone out. The rumors about Phillip Rivers would have been true. I could have then got behind this Colts team, but I can't get behind either of them, especially in this first game. I'm going to wait these two teams out to see how they play today.
Wentz comeback player of the year this year. Just watch.
No way.
I have to say
he hasn't been the same since, I swear, the Seahawks targeted him in that one game that he
he's
went
never
out.
been good. He's never been good. I mean,
He's never been the same since
never
then.
been good.
He's
I mean,
just been
I talk about draft classes, Julio Jones and AJ Green in the same draft class, so, in the top 10 picks and, in the same draft class, what a receiver draft class just on those two guys alone that is. But we talk about Jared Goff and Carson Wentz going 1-2 in the NFL draft. We talk Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota going 1-2 in the NFL draft. I mean, this is this is the other side of these experts and all this testing, all this other stuff. Meanwhile, on these shows, we pick out college players that are going to be stars that, pretty easily. And it's called watching them play in college. The guys that are good, it's like, it's the Carson Wentz is why I'm so critical, not so critical, but kind of have to guess, on that Trey Lance pick, because we didn't see it, we didn't see it because why we didn't see it? Because he wasn't on TV. He didn't play at a school that's on TV, and that is a problem. That's why the best recruits, the best players, go to the schools that are going to be on TV a lot, so I can watch them and then criticize them after they pick them. So it's part of the reason. Anyways, I could tell you some stories when ran into Richard Todd and Ken Stabler in Vegas one night. My friends they had like a whole bit with those two guys. About my shows and videos.
Absolutely. Mitch, I know some people are asking how they join the VIP in the comments.
We have a link in the description that takes you back to the website. And at the website, I wrote an article describing what you get in the premium, what you get in the VIP, and how it's different from our regular premium picks. So you can click on that, or you can go to our YouTube channel. If I don't know, this show happens to be on several different outlets, so I don't know if that person asking is on the Pick Dogs or on the Sports Chat YouTube. But I can put the link in the Pick Dogs, and we also have it. I'm trying to wonder if I have it on my Twitter. I don't know if I do or not. Not sure.
And yeah, I'm seeing all the comments come in about Rivers. I know all the issues Rivers had. If he would have had a better offensive line, like we saw when he was with the Colts, he would have had a way different career than he did with the Chargers.
All right, so I don't have the premium in the description of this video, but I will add it now. And let me get the link as well. I'll post it in the comments. My bad.
You're slipping.
I'm slipping, but I'll tell you what, I'm really enjoying today's show. I'm enjoying the format, and I like
being able to argue with people here, so I like the end of the show.
Yeah, this was something I didn't plan it, but I just thought it was a good idea because there's these games that we didn't cover, and we just didn't get our normal banter. I mean, I haven't even been off topic, except with Ruffalo. It's tough to go. It's tough to not to stay on topic.
So, Joe, are you cooking a turkey for Thanksgiving?
I most definitely am. I'll probably cook 2. I have as many people over as want to come over. You guys are welcome. Get up to Canada.
Don't say that, and you might hear a knock on your door.
I never don't invite if I don't want people here. So my door is always open, especially on American Thanksgiving.
We have the same policy here. So if anyone happens to be on Maui, catch the Maui Invitational. 3 days of awesome college basketball. At the Lahaina Civic Center. If you've never seen college basketball in a high school gym, it is an amazing thing to see. You're right on the court, and you're like the guys are calling the game. Like Bill Walton is like basically right next to you, calling the games and stuff. So it's a good time. So if anyone wants to do it, by all means, enjoy it. But what else we have? So in this one, I didn't give my opinion here, but what I think of in this game is that I really liked it at the lower numbers. But in this 3 range, I don't like it anymore because I think that what we see, Clappy gets into these weird score games, 18-17, 19-17, right? Those are the Clappy games, right? And, this is what Clappy does, It's like, right? And everybody's like, oh, man, he's probably just gearing up. What do you think he does? Do you think he wears like gloves during the week so he can extra clap during the game, or do you think his hands are just so calloused, from just the
He's
years
got
of
like my hands. I don't want to clap because I'm going to tell you your ears would ring for days. So, and it doesn't take much. It's just all on how you clap, right? Like it's just a.
But I mean, he's constantly clapping.
You just have to get the clap. But that's all you get used to it. Like my hands are I cooking for years, right? So my hands are really desensitized. I can reach in, grab. That's hot. That's it's my hands on it. That doesn't hurt. Like
Joe's new to the gang, but I call Pete Carroll Clappy.
Okay, I was guessing that's who you're talking about.
Because he's just, it's just always clapping. It's not that we don't like him or anything like that. We just call him Clappy because he's always clapping. I mean, he's just always clapping. It's like Pete Carroll. It's like we'll just call him Clappy, and I say Clappy, and almost everybody knows what we're talking about.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
But the Seahawks do get into these weird games. They do get into these weird scores, and it's always these weird plays, right? That look like they don't. It looks like. It's not a clean play. It's not like a Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, precision pass into the end zone to the tight end. It's this off balance on the run, flick, like Aaron Rodgers style almost, right? And then a receiver that makes a circus catch. And that is Seattle football, and that's why they never look overly impressive. But I'd have to say that I think at 3, you might be taking the points. This is another one of those middle games. Where it's like you can take maybe the Seahawks money line and the Colts with the points, especially at 3.
Colts have only covered once in the last 13 years in week 1.
Ooh, that's a good.
They're 1-11-1 ATS.
I put 0 in that.
I know you don't. I'm not just saying. I'm not saying that's 100% locked. That it's like, but that's a pretty big stat over the last 13 years.
Yeah.
Considering who's been at the Colts. In that run as
they
well.
played the defending Super Bowl champions each year. It's like, how do you, Another game we didn't touch on is the Bengals and the Vikings. Joe Burrow back on the field after, of course, missing the last part of last season. He was hit more than any quarterback last season, just absolutely blistered. That the offensive line had to really be an emphasis here for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Rod, any opinion on this one?
Yeah, if you join the VIP Premium show, you will definitely get this. This is a premium play for me. So
awesome.
Join aboard the VIP Premium, and you will get this play.
Nice plug. Brian?
No comment on that one.
No comment as well. Joe?
I'm looking at this for the Bengals and Joe Burrow's coming out. I am worried for this kid. I'm worried for his confidence. I'm worried what the O-line is going to do to protect him. I'm not seeing major improvements on that for him. So I hope he just doesn't get hurt this season. Joe Burrows, you're listening. Don't get hurt. Your offensive line needs to protect you. Vikings, I believe in Kirk Cousins. He finally won a primetime game. And I think he's going to come out here with Dalvin Cook with him. They are going to win this game, I think. 3 points. I'll take them to cover it.
Brian's a fantasy guy. How does Joe Mixon stack up in the fantasy world?
Well, he's one of my fantasy running backs.
I would think that he'd be the guy. One of the guys that's just like, if I played fantasy football, he'd be one of my guys too. It's just
I got 3 fantasy studs at running back.
They don't have a lot of options, right? So it's like you would think that they probably lean on him a lot. Jamar Chase looks to be a little bit of a bust early, but these guys, you never know. But we will see. That just shows you don't sit out. Don't sit out. I think it's going to be an interesting one, probably a physical game. I think if the Bengals win a game, it's probably this one. But I think the Vikings, good year, bad year, good year, bad year. It's supposed to be a good year. I'm going to take the Vikings. I'll take the Bengals in the points. I can't. It's another one. Halftime. Be here for halftime. Joe Madden and myself. And believe it or not, nobody talked about the Packers Saints in Jacksonville. Rod?
And that lines up to 3.5. So I'm going to take the Saints here. I think that's too many points. The Who Dat Nation is not going to be quiet in New Orleans.
It's in Jacksonville, though. The game is not in New Orleans. The game is in Jacksonville.
Yeah, but still, It's not that far away. They'll drive.
Yeah, but you have a dome stadium team going outside. All right, well,
I still like the Saints.
Whatever.
I like the Saints.
It's
give
your
me the Saints plus the points in this one.
It's your money.
It's your money. Do what you want with it.
Exactly, and I say that to everybody watching the show.
So you're not going to have fireworks, but I like the Saints here. Give me
some people seem to get confused, thinking like they're in a picking contest with me or something. But I don't care. I just want you to win. I don't like say, oh, so and so in the comments said this, and they lost. Right? I never do that, right? Oh, you're an idiot for taking that. I don't say that. I say what I do is I say my pick, right, and that's how we do it. Except for Rod, we throw him under the bus when any chance that we get. Brian.
I'm not going to say that the Packers are a sucker play here, but the Packers do have a lot of public support here. And I think this number's moved past where you want to bet the Green Bay Packers. They really didn't show anything in the preseason as far as team cohesion. I know they were playing a lot of backups here, but I'm going to trust the Saints here at this number. I think it's a field goal game, or I could see a backdoor cover here by New Orleans. I'm going to take the points in the Saints.
You don't see that 50% of the money here on the Saints, 57%, even though just 29% of the bets. I know it looks like one of those sharp plays, but I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, there's no way I'm stepping in front of Aaron Rodgers today to come out and not make a huge statement. I'm taking the Packers all day long.
Yeah, if there's anyone that knows how to throw interceptions in the state of Florida, it's Jameis Winston. I mean, he's made a life of it, right? So,
but you're an Aaron Rodgers guy, though, as far as
I am.
Take the Packers a lot.
I don't take the Packers a lot. I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy. I don't take the Packers.
Didn't they go like 14-4 last season or something like that?
Probably.
Good reason to take the Packers.
Bastards. I hate the Packers.
Chris is in the comments. Lamar Jackson to throw an interception is at plus 121. I'd like that one. I might have to bet that twice.
Absolutely. The Raiders definitely have the good defense there that could get those interceptions.
Well, we're talking about the Raiders tomorrow. But anyways, that wraps up today's show. I think it was awesome. I really like the format. Thanks to Chris Ruffalo and Joe D'Amico and Ron Romanelli, who are all with us today, and hopefully they're back. I like this format. I think we could even add more cappers, and I think we were a lot more on subject than I like, but that's okay. We can have 1 or 2 days a week where I don't talk about everything but picks. But I think there's a lot of people out there that appreciate it. But thanks, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Right after this, we're going to do the premium video. We're going to send that out to everybody, wait about 5 minutes, and then do the VIP show. So hopefully you guys get a chance to join us. You can click on the link in the comments. I put one, and there's also a link in the description if you're not a VIP member. Of course, those late 4 o'clock half times, and we'll announce that again during the early half times, that those 4 o'clock half times will be for premium and VIP members only, not just VIP, premium, and VIP. We'll have access to those. And actually, today there's a lot of games, and they all start at the same time, so it's beautiful. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great opening NFL Sunday, whether you're a premium member or not premium member. We don't care. We're just glad you're here. And, of course, make it a winning day, whether you're betting with us or against us. And I'm going to try like crazy to act more professional tomorrow.